right? If Alex Gino didn't get it right in publishing an entire book on the topic, I'm okay if it takes me a minute, but I can get there.
Yeah, and you have to get there.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to acknowledge that something is wrong.
I am worried about Melissa being told that pumping her body with hormones is going to solve the issue.
You read this book.
I've read lots of excerpts from this book, which I read when I gave my statement.
So excerpts. You didn't read the book.
That's all I need to read. Sarah Stock for Rebel News. We are here at the City Council Chambers in Newport Beach, California, where the Board of Library Trustees is voting on what to do with a book called Melissa, which is in the children's section of the library currently in Newport Mesa libraries. They're voting whether or not to move it to the teen section or to ban it completely or to keep it exactly where it is. This book is called Melissa, and its contents are about a young boy named George who apparently is transgender and is trying to transition to be a girl named Melissa, and it contains references to pornography, hormone treatments, things like that.
It's more than just a play, George tried to explain. Of course it is. There's a whole history of boys playing girls in theater. Did you know that all the characters in Shakespeare's plays were played by men? Even the girl parts. Even when they had to kiss. Can you believe it? George thought for a minute about kissing a boy, and the idea made her tingle. Living in Shakespeare's time didn't sound so bad, even if you had to poop outdoors.
What we might call dead naming, which is already a funny concept. No one is dead. But the idea that you should call a trans person always and only by their name that they have told you to use is sort of a recent concept.
The woman replied that she was a transgender woman, and that what she had between her legs was nobody's business but hers and her boyfriend's. So George knew it could be done. A boy could become a girl. She had since read on the internet that you could take girl hormones that would change your body, and you could get a bunch of different surgeries if you wanted them and had the money.
So let's go check out what the community has to say at this meeting and what the verdict is. What's your position on the books? Should they be banned? Should they be removed from the kids section, moved to the teen section? What are you proposing?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm never going to say a book should be banned. I think that it's very important that people should have access to all works of literature because it expands your mind of understanding different perspectives. That being said, I don't think children should be exposed to such overtly sexual topics. The main character was 10 years old, and he was being asked in the book, where's, oh, you hiding porn? Just want to see what you're into.
What 10-year-old is watching porn, and why are we trying to normalize it?
Exactly. Like, why are we, and it was so casual, and that's the way that they love to do it, is they like to make it casual as if it's no big deal. So you have to start questioning what is right and what is wrong. Evil doesn't necessarily come in big boisterous ways. It comes quietly. And yeah, it's disturbing to see, but I'm glad to see that our board of trustees here has some sense, and they moved it. So that's great.
While Mom made dinner, George headed upstairs to take a bath. She took off her shirt while the tub filled, waiting until the last possible moment to take off her pants and underwear. She immersed her body in the warm water and tried not to think what was between her legs. But there it was, bobbing in front of her.
I think it's a waste of time.
How come?
This is just the beginning. If you want to ban this book, move it, then where's the end? Value what we have, you guys.
Do you think there should be no standards on what's allowed in the children's library?
Standards. There are standards. I don't think it should be your decision or somebody who's uncomfortable with it. Anyway.
I just want to let the people know that acceptance doesn't mean approval. That's my point.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, I can accept people the way they are, but I don't have to approve their lifestyle. Just like the book. I can accept that book, but I don't have to approve it for my kids, nor do I have to accept the librarian as being my parent. She's not my parent.
I think the board made the right decision. I'm okay with them putting it in the teen section. I think at that age, they're probably ready for that material. It has nothing to do with trans. I have a trans nephew. So I love the way they turn it around and make it that we're anti-trans, anti-gay. It couldn't be further from the truth. It's simply too sexual. And I would feel the same way about heterosexual sex in the children's section of the library. So I'm glad they moved it to the teen section.
George muttered to herself as she loaded her math book into her bag. Stupid, 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 stupid body, stupid brain, stupid boys and stupid girls, stupid everything. She kicked at the leg of her desk, knocking into Emma's chair in front of her. Emma turned and gave George a dirty look.
I was real happy with the decision. So I was real happy. It could have been 5-0, but it was 3-2, and we'll take the victory. Yeah. So it's abhorrent that, the point you brought up about gender, it's, there's male and female, it's biological. And for people and the public to want little kids to have this garbage is beyond me. So I have a real low tolerance for it.
Ideas of gender identity start really early. And I think we should let the child explore how they feel about that and not say, you're a little girl, you can't wear that. You're a boy, you can't do that. When my son, who has turned out to be totally heterosexual, was small, he loved putting on makeup and dressing up. I didn't stop him because I was afraid he was going to be gay. It's like, this is what he was doing. And then he started playing baseball and basketball and golf and married a woman. But I feel like those questions, what you're drawn to can come up very early, and to say that children are not aware of that. I mean, we've all gone to school with boys we thought, he's a sissy. You kind of know, Freddie hangs out with the girls and Freddie's exploring which gender role feels comfortable to him.
So I think what someone might say that is, yeah, kid, you're right. Some boys play with makeup. Some girls like to climb trees. That the issue is when we tell those girls, oh, that means you were born the wrong body. We're going to pump you with hormones. We are going to chop off your healthy breasts. And this is irreversible.
Tells the girl that. I think when the girl is comfortable.
Well, that's what the book was saying. The book was saying, there was normalizing. Like, oh, this is how you become transgender.
Melissa had expressed she felt like a girl inside. And then someone said to her, oh, eventually you could do these things about it. This happens. No one said, Melissa, you know what? I think you should do this. I think you were born in the wrong body. Melissa expressed from within herself, I feel like I'm a girl. And then someone in her world said, well, eventually you could do something about it. No one said you need to. No one said you had to. Options were presented.
Well, to be fair, Melissa was, that's a fictional story. I think what parents are concerned about is the message it's sending to children. So I think it's sending the message that, oh, you're a boy and maybe you're going through puberty, you don't feel comfortable with your body, or you're a girl and you might have some hobbies that are like not, someone who has your gender might not usually have these hobbies. It's sending the message, oh, this means you were born in the wrong body, or this could mean that, which means, and here's an opportunity. Oh, you can take hormones. These are the same hormones they're using to castrate pedophiles. It's irreversible.
Oh,
that's what transgenderism is.
Transgenderism is pedophilism. Is that what you just said?
When did I say pedophilism?
I said
the same hormones they give to kids they use them to chemically castrate pedophiles.
One of the drugs used is Lupron, right? Which has actually been used to chemically castrate sex offenders?
You know what? I'm not sure that we should continue with this interview because it seems like it's going in a particular direction.
Well, you're a medical professional.
I am a medical professional.
So you don't want to talk about the drugs that you give to kids, or?
Again, I'm a physician and I use medication. You're choosing exploitive words. Drugs I give to kids.
I'm choosing a
chemical
word that was in a dictionary.
That's not a correct term for puberty blocking.
I could look it up on my phone, but I'm pretty sure if I looked it up.
You can look it up on your phone.
It says medical definition, the administration of a drug to bring about a marked reduction in the body's production of androgens and especially testosterone.
And I'm saying, as a pediatrician who takes care of hundreds of these kids, when you use that terminology, you are being malignant and harmful.
I mean, there are some who would say that giving chemical castration drugs to kids is malignant and harmful.
It's about the context of caring for a child and seeing the suffering that kids can have that have not been an affirmative home situation.
And I think it's interesting comparison that the what you pull out is pedophile, which is pretty across the board, not an acceptable.
It's just a fact. If you look at what hormones they give to block puberty.
Are you considering the fact that Melissa was trying? I don't want it in my face.
That's how it picks up what you say.
You're not considering her at all. You're jumping in and thinking.
I am considering Melissa.
Yeah.
I am worried about Melissa being told that pumping her body with hormones is going to solve the issue.
Read this book.
I've read lots of experts from this book, which I read when I gave my statement.
So excerpts. You didn't read the book.
That's all I need to read.
No, it isn't. So now,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
You guys don't know.
and I hope read it. That none
Think
of you,
about
I don't want to read a book about a transgender kid.
I hope
I
none
will
of
tell
you
you.
have to deal with having a transgender child.
I will not have to because I'm not going to be abusing my child.
Child abuse is what results in transgenderism.
Where are you getting this information
You know what?
From the real world.
Glass of wine. So
This was a huge win today in defeating gender ideology. We saw the Newport Mesa Board of Library Trustees voted in a 3-2 vote to move this book from the children's section to the teen section of the library. We're making baby steps here. If you would like to contribute to stopping this nonsense in our school system in the US and in Canada, you can head over to stopclassroomgrooming.com and sign a petition to get gender ideology out of our schools and our libraries.